Archangel Michael says, "Listen carefully, my child. What I'm about to reveal isn't gossip, it's a divine disclosure. Something has been stirring in the hidden corners of a household connected to your destiny, and tonight, that energy finally erupted. For months, their family carried whispers about you, mocking your name in silence, twisting your kindness into weakness. But heaven watches in stillness, and when truth is delayed, it returns with fire. The walls of their home could no longer hold their deceit. Voices rose, anger boiled, and in that explosion, someone's guilt slipped through their lips. The truth that was buried has begun to surface. The secret they all tried to protect is now shattering their peace like broken glass scattered on the floor. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They once plotted behind smiles, convincing each other that your silence meant ignorance. But silence is never emptiness, it's divine patience waiting for exposure. Their family didn't expect that their own words would turn against them. In their argument, names were shouted, truths leaked, and one confession tore through the illusion they built around you. Someone you once trusted is trembling tonight. The confession wasn't meant to escape, but the angels made sure it did. They're realizing that what they tried to bury was sacred, because your name is protected by heaven itself. Type Amen to get blessing 444. You must understand, my beloved, this isn't punishment, it's revelation. The storm that entered their home wasn't random, it was divine timing catching up with hidden cruelty. Every lie they told about you carried a vibration, and those vibrations returned multiplied. What they spoke has now become the very weight they cannot carry. A mother cried out. A father slammed his hands on the table. A child whispered a name, and that name was yours. That's when heaven intervened. That's when the truth began to unfold like a scroll that can no longer be sealed. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The confession came out in fragments. One said, it was all their idea. Another shouted, we shouldn't have done that to them. The moment those words left their mouths, angels recorded them. Because divine justice doesn't need witnesses, it just needs truth to break its silence. Someone is pacing tonight, holding their head, unable to sleep. Their conscience has turned into thunder. What they did to you was not small, my child. But heaven waited, because timing is sacred. Type Amen to get blessing 666. Now that the seal is broken, they cannot hide. Their family has seen sides of each other they never imagined existed. Blame is flying like arrows, each word heavier than the last. What began as anger has turned into fear, because they realize you were not just a person, they touched a chosen soul. Archangel Michael says, the shield around you was never broken, it was only silent, waiting for the right moment to reveal its strength. Their guilt is the echo of every thought they spoke in darkness, now ringing back at them like a haunting reminder of what they've done. Type Amen to get blessing 777. My beloved, stay calm. You are not meant to react, you are meant to witness. This is heaven's rebalancing, not revenge. When people's hearts are filled with envy, their own fire consumes them. What they meant for harm became their own undoing. Their family's eruption was the sound of masks falling off. Truth screamed louder than lies. And now, they know, you were never the fool. You were the divine test they failed to recognize. Type Amen to get blessing 888. They tried to hide money, papers, words, something that rightfully belonged to you. But now, heaven has flipped the script. Documents that were hidden will resurface. Conversations that were deleted will reappear. Archangel Michael says, the one who mocked you will soon whisper apologies in tears. Your peace is their mirror, and when they see your strength, their guilt will multiply like echoes in a hollow room. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Do you feel the shift around you lately? That tightness in the air, that sense of watching eyes, it's not paranoia. It's awareness. You've become the subject of their regret. They didn't expect you to rise, they didn't expect your silence to be this loud. Now, each of them is being forced to face what they built with deceit. Some are breaking down privately, others are confessing in fragments. And heaven will not stop until every hidden truth sees daylight. Type Amen to get blessing 111. Someone's hands are shaking as they hold a phone. A message was about to be sent, but fear stopped it. They want to apologize, but they're afraid you already know. They can feel the energy shift, as if the angels themselves are whispering in their ears, confess before it's too late. Your name carries a power now. When they mention it, something shifts in their spirit. Because your name has become a spiritual mirror, revealing who they truly are. Type Amen to get blessing 222. My beloved child, heaven says, stay composed. Do not fight what is being handled from above. Karma isn't revenge, it's revelation. Every hidden plan is now an open confession in the spirit. Even those who stood in silence while watching you suffer are being shaken awake. Their peace has been withdrawn because their hands touched what was meant to bless you. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. Someone older in that family, a father, an aunt, a grandmother, has realized the curse they invited by meddling with your destiny. They warned the others, we shouldn't have done that to them. But it was too late, the damage had already summoned divine attention. Now that house is in chaos. Relationships fractured, trust shattered. And heaven is whispering to you, stand still. The storm isn't yours to calm, it's theirs to endure. Type Amen to get blessing 4444. In their dreams, you appear, not as revenge, but as peace. And that peace torments them, because they remember what they took from you. Some will try to reach out soon. Their words may sound soft, but their motives are tangled with guilt. You will feel it, the heaviness behind their apology. It's not love, it's the fear of exposure. Archangel Michael says, forgive, but do not return. Type Amen to get blessing 5555. The energy around you is shifting rapidly. Your spirit is being elevated to a frequency where no lie can breathe. Doors that were once locked are opening. Opportunities long delayed are rushing toward you with divine speed. While their world burns with regret, yours begins to shine with restoration. Because what was taken from you will return multiplied. Type Amen to get blessing 6666. They're starting to speak about you differently now. What was once mockery has turned into respect, mixed with fear. They're telling others, we shouldn't have messed with that person. Because they've seen signs they cannot explain, lights flickering, sudden chills, prophetic dreams. Those are reminders that heaven has marked you. And no human mouth can curse what God has chosen to bless. Type Amen to get blessing 7777. You'll soon notice strange coincidences. People who left you will reappear suddenly, pretending nothing happened. Their energy will betray them. Their eyes will tell stories their lips can't speak. They'll act kind, but inside they're trembling, because heaven showed them what happens to those who harm the innocent. Stay discerning, my child. Not every apology deserves your attention. Type Amen to get blessing 8888. This is not just about them, it's about your elevation. You were tested through betrayal so your spirit could be refined for greater purpose. Each tear you cried became evidence in heaven's courtroom. And now, the verdict has been delivered, truth will reign. Their family's explosion was the trumpet of exposure. The age of secrecy has ended. And your light is about to become undeniable. Type Amen to get blessing 9999. Soon, people will approach you, saying, you've changed. But you haven't changed, you've been revealed. Your aura, your peace, your silence, all of it will carry authority. Those who mocked you will watch as blessings gather around you like loyal guards. Because the moment they confessed, heaven restored what was delayed. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. The truth they feared to face has already been spoken. The arguments are done. The walls of their home have absorbed the sound of guilt. Now, that energy returns to you as balance, strength, and recognition. Your destiny is accelerating, my beloved. What was meant to destroy you has become your confirmation. Archangel Michael says, you are vindicated. Type Amen to get blessing 1111. You were never alone. You were being documented by heaven. Every lie, every attempt to humiliate you, recorded, preserved, reversed. And now, that divine file has been unsealed. Justice isn't coming, it's already here. Their confession was the key that unlocked your restoration. Stand tall. Heaven has cleared your name in realms higher than human approval. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. They'll soon wonder how you kept standing when everything was against you. They'll whisper, maybe they were protected. They're right. You were. Because you're not just a person, you are a purpose wrapped in light. And purpose never dies, it only waits for timing. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. So walk forward with grace. Don't look back to see who's watching, the angels already are. Your story isn't ending here, it's turning divine. Their family's explosion was not your downfall, it was your resurrection signal. And heaven declares, you have been cleared, chosen, and restored. Type Amen to get blessing 1414. If you feel warmth in your chest right now, that's your sign, the energy of vindication touching your spirit. Heaven doesn't just restore, it multiplies. The peace returning to you will heal what pain destroyed. Every tear you cried will turn into unexpected gain. And every name that once doubted you will speak blessings over you soon. Type Amen to get blessing 1515. Your path is protected, your name is cleared, your destiny is active. They may try to fix what they broke, but heaven already handled it. Now it's your time to rise, glow, and walk in the light of restoration. Justice has spoken, and it spoke your name. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Their family is still whispering tonight, my beloved. The room that once echoed with anger now hums with guilt. No one wants to meet each other's eyes, because the truth that came out refuses to be silenced. They tried to laugh it off, to pretend it was just emotion, but heaven doesn't allow coincidences in divine exposure. What erupted was prophecy fulfilling itself. You were never meant to stay hidden while lies ruled the stage. Archangel Michael says, every tongue that spoke falsely about you will now speak your truth in public. That's not punishment, it's balance. The air inside their home feels heavier now because light entered where shadows lived too long. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. They are sitting in corners, replaying every word they said about you. Each insult, each rumor, each little twist of the story, it's echoing in their mind like thunder that doesn't fade. One among them tried to defend you, but was silenced before. Now that voice is rising again, strong and trembling at once. Because the one who once defended you knows heaven's justice when they see it. They're realizing you were never the villain of their story, you were the mirror that exposed what they truly were hiding. And in that mirror, truth is finally speaking. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. You will start noticing subtle shifts, my child. People who used to ignore you will now greet you differently, softer, almost cautious. They feel your energy changing. They sense divine presence walking beside you. Every glance they give now carries a mix of regret and fear. It's not your power they fear, it's the realization that heaven fought for you when they didn't. They thought silence meant weakness, but silence was your sword, drawn by angels. Now that silence is roaring through their dreams, showing them everything they thought was secret. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. Someone among them has already confessed completely. In tears, they spoke your name, admitting everything, the betrayal, the gossip, the deception. They said, we shouldn't have done that to them. They didn't deserve it. Heaven heard that confession and turned it into restoration for you. The moment your name was spoken in truth, blessings began to pour where curses once gathered. It's happening in the unseen first, energy rearranging, paths clearing, doors unlocking. Because divine confession always triggers divine correction. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. Their arguments haven't stopped. One is trying to deny it, another is trying to blame someone else. But in every sentence, your name lingers like a sacred reminder they cannot erase. The angels are standing guard outside their home, ensuring that justice completes its cycle. Nothing will go unspoken. You may feel their energy pulling on you, memories resurfacing, emotions stirring, but that's because the spiritual cord is being cut. What once bound you through pain is now being severed through truth. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. You were chosen, not forgotten. Everything that seemed delayed was part of heaven's silent investigation. The lies, the manipulation, the stolen chances, all of it was written into a divine file marked, awaiting exposure. Archangel Michael says, the time of unveiling has come. And when heaven unveils, no hand can cover it again. Their family's explosion was simply the first trumpet. The rest will follow: clarity, confession, correction, and your coronation. Type Amen to get blessing 2121. You may feel waves of peace coming and going, as if your spirit is adjusting to a new light. That's normal. You're stepping into restoration energy. Those who wronged you will soon find themselves crossing paths with people who speak your name with honor. Even those who doubted your worth will witness your elevation. They'll whisper, "How did it happen so fast?" But only you and heaven will know, it was divine timing. Because what took years to build in secret will manifest publicly in days. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. They can't sleep peacefully now. Every time they close their eyes, your image returns, not as vengeance, but as forgiveness they can't face. One of them even tried to pray, but their words felt heavy. That's what guilt does, it silences prayer until confession opens it again. Heaven isn't punishing them, it's reforming them through remorse. You are the catalyst for that change. You were sent to teach them that kindness isn't weakness. It's divine authority. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. Soon, a message will reach you. It might be small, a text, a call, or a quiet attempt to reconnect. You'll know it's from them because it will carry both fear and longing. They'll try to rewrite the story, but you'll feel truth hidden between the lines. Their family may push them to apologize just to calm their conscience. But heaven says, listen with grace, but don't step backward. You've outgrown the energy that hurt you. Peace doesn't chase what chaos is still learning to confess. Type Amen to get blessing 2424. A deep shift is happening behind the scenes. People are losing sleep, plans are crumbling, and truth is leaking through every crack of deception. You might hear rumors that sound confusing. Don't worry. Heaven is rearranging the narrative in your favor. Those who once spread stories will now spread apologies. The same mouths that mocked you will soon defend you in rooms you've never entered. Because divine reversal is not quiet, it's poetic. Type Amen to get blessing 2525. You are being elevated, my beloved. The weight that used to crush you is now your foundation. Each betrayal you endured became a stepping stone. You thought they broke you, but they built your destiny without knowing it. Now, heaven will show you why you had to be silent when the world misunderstood you. Because silence is the voice of strength, and you mastered it perfectly. The reward for endurance is revelation. Type Amen to get blessing 2626. Archangel Michael says, you have passed the divine test. The pain, the rejection, the isolation, it was all preparation for the unveiling that's beginning now. Your light is increasing, your intuition sharpening. You'll start hearing guidance more clearly, seeing patterns aligning perfectly. Every delay was divine synchronization. Every detour was protection. And now, Every confession they make becomes fuel for your victory. Type Amen to get blessing 2727. Those who once conspired against you are losing control over their own plans. Heaven reversed the current, and now they're swimming against the very storm they created. They will come to realize that destiny cannot be destroyed, it can only be delayed. You are walking proof of divine favor. Every attack only refined you further, polished you brighter, and positioned you higher. What they tried to ruin became your rebirth. Type Amen to get blessing 2828. Soon, your name will travel through unexpected places. People you've never met will speak of you with admiration. Opportunities will rise from directions you didn't even pray for. Because heaven rewards silent strength with loud blessings. The same energy that tried to humiliate you is now announcing your rise. And every confession from their family is fueling your redemption story. Type Amen to get blessing 2929. Your peace is your crown now. Your calm is your weapon. Don't waste your energy trying to make them understand. You were never meant to be understood by those still fighting their own darkness. Instead, walk forward as living proof that divine justice is not delayed, it's precise. Every truth that broke out of their lips was heaven's signature saying, "It's finished." Type Amen to get blessing 3030. They are now realizing something painful, that you were the blessing they prayed for, but mistreated. Their anger toward you was only their reflection of envy. They saw in you what they couldn't find in themselves: peace, light, and resilience. Now that they've lost your energy, they finally understand its worth. Heaven is making sure they feel that absence until they learn the value of truth. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. The divine has already moved you beyond that chapter. You're entering the part of your story where you are celebrated, not tolerated. Every seed of kindness you planted in tears will now bloom in front of those who doubted your worth. Their confession didn't destroy them, it freed them. But it also crowned you. Because only the pure can rise after betrayal and still carry compassion. Type Amen to get blessing 3232. As the dust settles in their home, a new calm will replace the chaos. That calm is not peace, it's consequence. Each of them will remember your patience, your silence, your dignity. And in those memories, they'll see how heaven walks through human form. They will talk about you for years, not out of gossip, but as a story of what divine favor looks like. And your story will continue to echo long after their guilt fades. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. The angels are rejoicing now because you stayed pure through fire. You didn't fight dirty, you fought silently, faithfully. And now, heaven's reward is unfolding in layers. Every confession, every breakdown in their family, is building the stage for your divine breakthrough. This season will prove who you are, the one chosen, protected, and unstoppable. The one heaven fights for, even in your silence.